Hey guys, how you doing? EDDBUD here, back for the 10th live stream on the channel. Can't believe it's 10 already. How did that happen? How did we get to 10? I don't know, I remember when it was the end of March. Do you remember that? That seemed like about 2 days ago. Anyway, I hope you're all doing great out there in the world of the internet. We've got a few people in the chat already. Curtis Lost is here. We've got Frank, we've got Roadrunner Reviews, we've got Rob Weatherall, James Nash is in. Gather round, it's EDDBUD live stream time. It certainly is, James. Always update you on the food, got to update on the food. What did we have today? We had an incredible delicacy from Mrs. EDDBUD. She had we had some salmon, we had some stir fry and some vegetables. Beautiful stuff, really good. I'm feeling really good now. I'm feeling really good. Joe Mullin says, have you seen the FBR running shoes? Yeah, I was looking at those earlier on, Joe. I can't remember which channel it was, posted up a video about them, and they were crazy. Size 6 UK, 310 grams, oh my word. So Joe, if you imagine the Run Fast Pro that I reviewed yesterday on the channel, they were 128 grams in a UK size 11. So just to put that into perspective, how heavy that is. That's ridiculously heavy. And that's with like a massive section of the heel cut off as well. That's just madness. So Curtis Loss is here. He's enjoying himself in the chat. Michael Sessler is here. How you doing, Michael? We got Joe, we got Roadrunner Reviews. Gavin Braden's here. Good evening from an unusually sunny Belfast. I tell you what, Gavin, I did chat with Mrs. EDDBUD just now, and I was going to do the live stream down in the lounge, but it's like so warm up here. I thought I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm already feeling incredibly warm in front of the lights here. The laptop's blazing. I've shut the window because there's some people having some sort of party or something down there, causing some noise and things, but hey, it's all good. I'm taking it. I feel like I've just started running. Maybe I've done about like maybe a couple of miles. That's what I feel like. It's that warm. We've got Alberto is in. What about the speed drift in the background? It'll be coming up soon. Coming up soon. I need to get out and do a initial run in that one, Alberto. I will get there. Tomorrow we've got there's like a double kind of thing tomorrow over on Kafuzi's channel. I've done a video with him as well, so I won't spoil that one. I'll just wait for you to take that one in for you, in your own time or whatever. And then I've got my 100-mile review of the Novablast with Kafuzi as well. So it's like a double header tomorrow, EDDBUD and Kafuzi. It was really good working with Mike. You know, he's just a great guy. I really get on with him. Really nice fella. Once all this COVID business is gone and is in the past somewhere, I'm gonna head over and meet Mike in person. It's gonna happen. Papa Tank says waiting for the Liverpool game to start. Who are Liverpool playing today, Papa Tank? I can't remember who they're playing today, but it's good to have some football back, that's for sure. Frank Hooley says, why would it be heavier with the heel missing? Yeah, that certainly is the case on that FBR shoe. Stevie76 is always in the house. He's here. Mark Hawkins is in Gateshead. Mark, what's the weather like up in Gateshead? I bet it's really nice still up in Gateshead as well, up north. Claire Sweeter Miller's here. Hello, Claire. Thanks for tuning in. Joe says, I'm open to trying new things, but that kind of way it's laughable. Yeah, that's crazy, Joe. You may as well just get some bricks and just like attach them to your legs and run around like that. I did chuckle the other day. I love watching Seth's videos, especially when he just heads off up a mountain at some ridiculous hour in the morning. And he went up the mountain again, but with those ankle weights on. I just love him. He's just so crazy. He does some crazy things. Richard Rendell says, hey EDDBUD, New Balance Fuel Cell TC back in stock today. Awesome, I'm glad they're back in. Hopefully people are going to pick up on that one. It's a really good shoe. I just thought if they could just bring the price down just a tiny bit and relieve the weight a tiny bit, but it's a bit like the Princess and the Pea, isn't it? You know, we kind of look at these shoes and it's the tiniest little details that we look at. I think it's a good solid shoe, that one. Don't think you can go wrong with that one. Gavin, that's quite funny. It is really warm in here, I've got to say. I might have to open the window in a second. It is seriously warm. I'll be okay. I'm going to suck it up. Come on. Vacant Houses says, I bought a pair of Novablast and loved the bouncy ride. I got blisters and then calf ankle. Oh dear. I think they're just too squishy. They are squishy. I would say though, they get a little less squishy after a few miles. You've got to kind of persist with them a little bit. But if they're causing you a lot of problems, I can't say keep running in them. That might be a recipe for disaster. We don't want that. We don't want you injured. Daniel P says, how about Rivian Ultra Touring 4.5 plush? Is the plush as in it's kind of very cushioned around the foot rather than under the foot? I want to try some Ultras. I just need to figure out which one I'm going to try. I'm not too scared of the low, the zero drop now. I'm not scared. It's kind of a bit like learning to swim and fall into the sea. No worries, Alberto, we will get there. Brian Kerr says, hi Ed, happy Man United won. Were they playing earlier, were they? I've missed out. I've been doing some work for my work all day. I've been learning about autism and understanding some of the issues that can arise from it and how autism's really hard to actually diagnose. It's been quite interesting. It's been difficult though in this weather. It's hard studying in this weather. Alberto's looking forward to the Kafuzi and EDDBUD stuff tomorrow. Awesome. Papa Tank says they got Palace. Oh, okay. Palace, it won't be easy. It won't be easy against Palace at all. They're a good side actually these days. Vasil says, what shoe would you recommend for 200, 400, 1000 metre intervals on the hard London roads? It will include warm-up, getting there, cool down. Not sure, pure track or part workouts. Okay. Let me think about that one, Vasil. If anyone else has got any recommendations for Vasil in the chat, please let him know what you think. Phobia says hot as hell down south. It certainly is. It's warm. I might have to go Aussie rules. I'm going to go Aussie rules style and pull my sleeves up. That's actually a lot better. Near Brighton, yeah, I can imagine. I hope people are staying away from the beaches and stuff though in Brighton, because I bet that could be a total nightmare if you're near there. Mark Hawkins says really hot. Certainly is. MVG says, hi Ed, do you have recommendations for a new runner who is incredibly slow pace? Interested in Reebok lineup as I get a student discount. SL20 is okay. You might find that it's a little bit too minimal for you in the forefoot. That aside, guys, I've got to tell you this. This is something I've noticed. The light strike that's in this and the light strike that's in the Takumi Sen 6, nobody can tell me it's the same. They're not the same. It feels really different. This feels a little more springy. There's definitely something different there. This might be a little bit too minimal for you, MVG. What I would recommend is probably going for something like the Energy 2 from Reebok. If you can pick that up on a good deal, I think that could be a good shoe for you. It's a reasonable weight, really good price, really good value. I don't think you can really go too wrong with that one to get you started. And don't worry about running slow. We've all got to run slower, you know, sometimes. People do too many miles too fast. That's where we get injured. If you're going to up the mileage slowly, steadily, over the weeks, you've got to be running some slower miles. It's the only way it works. I've seen so many people try and run too many miles too quick, and it just goes downhill very, very quickly. Graham Howells says he's freezing in South Africa. I'm good, Graham. I'm good. We're being typical Brits and just moaning about the weather. It's too hot. It's even too hot for Miss EDDBUD, and she just loves it when it's warm. Obviously, she's carrying around a person at the moment as well, so that's why it's probably too hot for her. Mark Changoko says, what's up, Ed? I'm doing good, Mark. Thanks for tuning in and heading into the chat. If you're in the chat, guys, please hit that like button. It really does help us to get to the toppermost, the poppermost, as John Lennon used to say many moons ago. Renchet T says, any recommendations for sunscreen? Absolutely roasting out there. What I've been doing, I've been running early. I went out 10 miles this morning in the bricks. No, I'm there. The Pegasus 37. I've been trying to get into this one a little bit. I think we're up to about 40 miles now, so we're getting there. It was odd going on my 10-mile route up some ascent, up some hills. It's kind of the first 5 miles is pretty much all steady uphill. I was really struggling today. It must have been about 6:30 when I got out, so it was still quite cool out there. But coming back, I managed to pick things up a little bit. Got to, I think, an average pace across the whole 10 miles, about 8 minutes 7 per mile, something like that, across the 10 miles. But yeah, feeling okay. It wasn't too warm this morning. We're getting there. We're getting there. We'll get up to 100. A little bit faster than I thought. There's just a lot of outsole there, you know. And I've noticed already after 40 miles that we're starting to wear off some of the actual grip on these little nubs here. So, yeah, just a lot of react there, especially when you're a big dude like me, or at least a tall dude. Let's fire through some of these in the chat. There's so many people here. Brian Kerr says the match finished 3-0. Also, that's a good win for the United. Mark says, looking forward to Adizero Pro review. I will get it, but a lot of people are not particularly enthralled with the Adizero Pro by the looks of it already. The Luke Acourt is in the house. Luke, how many miles did you do today? Let us know in the chat, buddy. Hope you got out there early enough and you didn't melt, because it's pretty warm over in Shaftesbury. Phoebe says, yeah, vest time. It is vest time. Every vest is in the wash at the moment. We're using them on a daily basis. Thomas Jackson says he's been to Hewish Park a few times out on the trading estate. There's not an awful lot there, Thomas. I hope there are some more facilities there next time you visit Hewish Park. Oh dear, so he says all crazy down here like nothing is happening in Brighton. That's not good. People still need to make sure that they're sticking to those rules at the moment. Roadrunner Review says slow is his middle name. More of us need to have that as our middle name. It's true. Gotta run slow to be able to race fast. Apparently. That's the way it works. Well, we can't race at the moment, so got to race against ourselves. What we got here? Mark Marshall says, hi Ed, why you on the same time as Liverpool? Tough choice, Ed. Well, Mighty Red, sorry, waiting 30 years to win Premiership. No, I fully understand that, Mark. It's been such a long wait for Liverpool to have a chance. Well, I think you think you've got it. You just got to get it through to the end of the season now, and I think it's thoroughly deserved. You know, been some super attacking football from Liverpool, and you've got to be honest, you've got to love Jurgen Klopp. The guy is a legend. Frank Lahoulier says, I would have thought the Hyperion Tempo. Oh, yes, Frank. I think you're right. For Vasil, I think that is probably a good shout. Hyperion Tempo, nice and light, and probably ideal actually for those 800 or 1,000 meter repeats. So that's a good shout. Nathan N says, aloha from Hawaii. Hope your daily run went well. It did. It was a good run. I normally take a gel with me if I'm doing like a 10 mile or more. If I'm doing more, I'll take water. Or I'll loop back and get water, something like that. But it was a really nice runner. It wasn't too warm early on this morning. Vacant Houses says, liking the orange, yellow, blue colourway on the Peg 37. This is a Nike by You version. So this is the, I don't know if you can see it actually. Let me see if I can, might just be able to make it out there. My special EDDBUD version in the hot rod colourway, the Autobot hot rod. Well, not everybody will know who he is, but yeah, it does pop actually on this camera. It's just a little heavy, that one. It's a little heavy for me. Kind of going this way with the Pegasus line, getting a little heavier each time. Kevin Scott, Ed, I was going to ask, have you returned the NB Speedrift? No, he's still here. I'm just waiting for a good opportunity to get out there. I think if I went out there at the moment in that one, Kevin, I'll probably melt. My feet will just melt. What's my favourite easy day run shoe at the moment? For easy days, it was the Novablast. I'd suggest if I was going to go out and do a very easy run again, probably the Hyperion Tempo. That one's actually rising up to the top of the big steaming pot of goulash. It's rising to the top. It's a good shoe. I'm liking it. The more and more I run in the Hyperion Tempo, the more I want to run in it. Joe Mullen says, why aren't you a fan of React? What I find, Joe, is that in the higher sizes, it just seems to be so heavy. I didn't really feel it too much in the Zoom Flyknit. It was quite reasonable, in fact, in that shoe. I'd had no problems there. But then the React feels different in that shoe. It really does. In the Zoom Fly 3 and the 37 at the moment, it just feels really dense. It just feels like, I wouldn't say like a brick on my foot, but it feels just too kind of dense and firm for me. It really does. It's hard to explain. There's certainly something different about that Zoom Flyknit though. The React in that is very different. Kelly and Doug says, hi Ed, hello. Gavin Braden says, I should be sweating profusely in Florida to now, not amused. Instead, I'm walking the dog. Oh, you're walking the dog right now. Awesome. Roadrunner Reviews telling everyone to hit the like button. Yeah, please do that, guys. It really does help out. I think it helps out more than anything, actually. That the 2 top 5 videos I did the other day, the my top 5 and then the viewers one, they've gone through the roof. It's amazing. Joe, I need to tell you something. There was somebody posted up on my initial review of these that it made me laugh actually for ages. They said that I was a scammer and I was actually a Nike employee, and that that's why I was, you know, just covering Nike stuff. I don't think he actually had watched the review. Maybe it was a bot or something, you know. But I don't think, if he'd watched the review, you know that I didn't really give this shoe a massively good score. Probably the lowest score actually that I've given to a shoe, like apart from the Ultra Boost 20, like all year. So it did make me laugh for a while. I thought, what? You know, I'm not sure anyone could call me a Nike fanboy. You know, I try and cover as many different models as I can. You know, I'd love to try some Mizuno. I'd love to try some Ultras. I'm open to trying anything. You know, I'm the Reebok guy. If he said, Ed, you know, you're a Reebok employee or something like that, I could understand it. But yeah. Brian says, am I going to get the Addy Zero Pro? I think I'll probably pick it up. Although I do wish I could get that red one. The red one looks really nice. I'll probably avoid the black one. I think I'll go for the blue one. Although they kind of look the same. Mark Marshall doing 3K each day, but needs to stop a few times. Should I run slower? You could, or you could maybe just pull the pace back a little bit on those sections, Mark, so you get more and more used to that slightly slower pace, and you'll be able to find that you can sustain that for a little bit longer. So that's what I would recommend. Andre says, good evening everybody, how you doing? Kim Lauriston, I hope I've said that correctly, says, evening EDDBUD, I will run yet another virtual half marathon on Saturday. Awesome, best of luck with that. What sort of time are you going to try to aim for, Kim? It's great stuff. Ah, yeah, Rob, I keep forgetting about the Infinity React. I don't know why I keep forgetting about that shoe. I didn't feel the same React kind of feel in that shoe either. It was like, that was more like the Zoomfly Flyknit React. So I don't know whether there's a difference in it. Who knows? Maybe the consistency of the foam is different. I'm not sure. Mark says he's in Florida. It's so hot. I think what we have here, Mark, is very high humidity as well. It's like really, really ridiculously high. So it's this kind of damp, humid sort of heat rather than a dry heat. Yeah, Mark, listen to Frank there. Some good, really good advice in the chat. Run slow, walk some, build up. I think that's a good idea. Kevin Scott says Reebok for life. Joe Mullen, you are a scammer. Yeah, I was unsure what he was sort of aiming at there. It's really weird. Like, I'm trying to be really honest with my reviews, always. You know, if there's something that I don't sort of like about a shoe, I'm certainly there to say, to you know, to tell people. So Kevin Scott, I want to, like the Novablast causes me to run on my arches more. Yeah, I have seen a lot of people, they do seem to, even people with great form, they're just kind of falling in on the Novablast a little bit. There's a lot of discussion in Kafuzi and I's video about the Novablast and what it is. I think you guys will really enjoy that one. Chris McLean's in the house. Even Ned, have I missed the Adios Pro chat yet? No, I'm open to talking about that one. It's certainly a shoe everybody's been waiting for a long time. I think that shoe was slated for release just before the lockdown and they seemed to delay it. The news that I heard was that some of the testers of the shoe just thought that the it was just too firm underfoot, the initial version, and I wouldn't be surprised if they tinkered around with it maybe a little bit and changed it up. So it could be, you know, it could be that is the issue. Vacant Houses says, I love the Nike Infinity Reacts, so bouncy without being too squishy and unstable. Yeah, that was exactly it for me. They were kind of similar in some ways to the implementation of the midsole foam in the Novablast, but the Infinity was just a little firmer, but still squishy enough. Reebok commission. I'm seriously not. I just Reebok were shoes, you know. I've got to be honest. My dad wore, you know, when I was younger. He used to rock. He always used to rock the Reebok. What are they called? It wasn't the Classics. There was another one with a Velcro piece across the front, and they were always shoes he used to rock. But I've got to be honest. The 3 Reebok shoes I've bought have been really good value. Like, I can't stress that enough. Carlos says his Zoom flies are arriving either today or tomorrow. Awesome. Let us know how you get on in those, Carlos. Kim says coming back after knee injury, so as long as it's faster than the last one I ran. Awesome. Well, there you go. I'm sure you'll be able to make it a little bit faster. Are you going to do the same course, Kim? Are you doing the same route or something a little bit different? Yeah, Kevin Scott was the man who got me to try the Reeboks. £29 for the Energy 2. That's just crazy value. Steve A. Steve A. My email buddy. Even Ed, it was as hot as a jock strap today. My Hyperion Tempos felt sticky in the heat. I'll tell you what, Steve, when I went out for the 10 test in the... Which shoe was it? It was the Fuel Cell TC. I noticed I ran on this red tarmac at one point, and when I got back, I had these red streaks on the rubber at the back of the shoe. So I think it must have been hot enough that it had started to loosen up the tarmac a little bit, and it actually came out on the shoes. And I can't get it off. It's just on there now. So I might have to get like a file and sort of file it away or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's certainly warm. Oh, sorry, Chris. The Adios Pro. Ah, the big one. I'll tell you what. If the Adios Pro is even bigger than the Adizero Pro, which we know it is, it could be a really heavy shoe, because that shoe's pretty heavy, even in those smaller sizes. You know, Seth's like tiny little feet. They're like about that big. Like, his shoe is still quite weighty. So I'm a bit dubious about the even bigger one. Michael Sessler, thank you very much. Awesome with the super chat. He says, glad to help out, but can't be spent on Nikes. Okay, maybe I'll look to put that into some Ultras or some Mizuno. I want to try a Mizuno shoe. I forgot to rib Mike Kafuzi actually yesterday when I was chatting with him about about the super short shorts 10k time trial that he was going to do. Have you seen those shorts that he had? They're almost as short as some of mine. So yeah, I forgot to rib him about that one. I'll have to do that maybe later on Instagram. I'll rib him a little bit. Joe Nikax in the house. How you doing? Yeah, Joe Mullin. I really want some Reebok pumps. If they should bring out the Reebok, the originals, with the big orange pump at the front. I'd love a pair of those. Awesome. Kim's doing the same route on the half marathon time trials. So best of luck with that, Kim. Depending on what the weather's like where you are, make sure you've got your nutrition and everything dialed in, your gels or whatever. That's the only problem I've encountered recently with some of the gear that I picked up over my birthday. I got a couple of new pairs of the Aeroswift shorts from Nike, but the pockets are like, I don't even know what you'd put in them. Like, you can't really even put a key into them. They're so small. And if you get like a Science and Sport gel, they're about half the size, the pockets. It's really weird. I'm not sure what they think you could put into those pockets. So what I tend to do is just like safety pin the things to my shorts, because it's just easier that way. I hate holding stuff while I'm running. It just drives me crazy. Crazy. Oh, seriously, Joe, it was melting the other day, that pavement. I don't know what it's made of. It's quite a newly laid, like this red sort of paint around a new housing estate, and it was just, bits of it were coming off. It's just weird. No worries, Steve. No worries with the shout out. I haven't reviewed a track spike, Carlos. I do get the opportunity, well, under normal times, I get the opportunity to head over to the track with my club, but that's just all closed up right now, and we can't get in there. Kevin Scott says, isn't the Adios Pro just pure light strike, which is a bit lighter than Boost? I think it is. I'd be surprised to see what weight it is though. If you imagine, this is all light strike, isn't it? So what's this? This is about 258 grams in my size. So if there's more of it, maybe a lighter upper, maybe it will like even itself out a little bit. We shall see. We shall see very soon. What do we have? The chat's going wild, and I can't seem to scroll back up. There we go. Spencer says, hi Ed, music question. What do you think of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard? I guess he's my step-brother-in-law, something like that. Shout out to Callum. He got me into them a little while back. Must have been about maybe 18 months, a couple of years ago. He introduced me to them. I like their tunes. They're an interesting group, very quirky group. At the moment, though, for me, it's all about Fontaine's DC. I absolutely love those guys. The couple of new tracks they've released from their new album are really good as well. If you're going to do some speed work, guys, or some like repeats or something, you know, 400, 800 repeats, put some Fontaine's DC on and you will fly. It really does help out sometimes if you want to get the blood pumping a little bit. Frank says 40C here today and it doesn't seem too bad. I guess after a while, Frank, you might get a little used to it, but we seem to be blasted with heat for a little bit, and then it just rains for like a week. Like the other week it was just pouring with rain, and now we're back to being blasted again. Verex is in the house. Hello, Kelly and where are we? Kelly and Doug. So just been out for a run in the new Skechers Speed Elite. Awesome. How do those shape up? So Carlos has got a 5K July 5th, and it's an organised event. Amazing. A proper running event. Steve A says, what do I think about the forthcoming RC shoe from New Balance? Yeah, they reckon that, is that the one that it's only going to be good for like 50 miles or something? I'm not sure. I think that's just going to be for the top elites. I can't see anybody else even reviewing it because it's just going to be, it's just too expensive. Roadrunner Reviews mentions about the Skechers Go Run Razor 3. Yeah, Emily really enjoyed that one, didn't she? I remember she really liked that shoe. I need to get hold of Emily actually. Oh, so Kim's in Denmark, going to start at 9 o'clock. Yeah, that's a good shout. I'm going to get out really early tomorrow and go out because it's just going to get warmer and warmer as the week progresses for us here. So someone mentions I think there's some boost in the Addy Zero Pro. Yes, there's boost in the heel on that one. Aaron is in the Isle of Man. Greetings, Aaron. You guys talking about heat, I remember doing a festival in the south of Spain in the heights of summer. I can remember going outside during the afternoon after I'd got over there on the plane, and it was so warm you could just feel this like wave of heat sort of blast, it just hit you as you went outside, and I just thought I can't deal with this, it's too much. I even remember some of the records I had were like, they weren't warping, but you could feel like they were getting warm. It was really odd. Played some big festivals over there actually. So Spencer is really into Fontaine's DC. Awesome. They're a great group. It's very sad. I was going to go and see them in Southampton a while back, and for some reason I couldn't go. The last minute I wasn't able to go. I would have loved to have seen that band. It's such a good live band. Yeah, Brian, I think that the RC2 is probably going to be the closest thing that there is to the Adios Pro, because it's just fully light strike with that lighter upper. So it's really weird, you know. Adidas, they're like confusing everyone with all these different shoes. There's slight differences. It's kind of like there's like a mad scientist somewhere like experimenting, kind of making these Franken shoes and trying all these different things out. That one's hit the spot for me though so far, so we'll see. It's got the right balance, I think, between cushion, responsiveness. It kind of looks pretty sweet as well, and it's got the right weight for me. It's just about the right balance. If you have joined the chat very recently, guys, do hit the like button. It really does help out the channel a huge amount. So Chris says Hyperburst foam is firmer than expected but feels great at pace. Yeah, I think, am I right in saying that Hyperburst's similar to the stuff in the Hyperion Tempo, the DNA. It's DNA Flash. This is one of my fave shoes right now. It almost looks like a strange elf shoe on here. It's the way it's curving up here. It kind of pops on here though, that blue, doesn't it? It's crazy. Oh, back, you mentioning about discussion-based videos. It's very similar to what you'll get, actually, with Kafuzi and I's tomorrow on his channel. I think you'll enjoy that. Steve A says, when is the Shoe Sanctuary going to receive World Heritage status? It could happen. The world's a crazy place right now, Steve. Anything could happen. So we got Shade says howdy from Nashville. How are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Jay Mullin says he needs a pair of everyday training shoes, Nike preferably. Any suggestions? Can anyone help the man out? What do we think? Roadrunner Review says grew up with The Cure. Remember The Cure played Glastonbury? Was it last year? I think it was last year. Remember watching that. Eating some strawberries. I wasn't there. Glastonbury's actually very close to here, but I haven't been for many years. So Carlos says he's running in a new place today, college campus. It was nice. Carlos, whereabouts are you? It's interested to know. Kev Burmaster is in the house. How you doing, Kev? I hope you're doing alright, buddy. Good to see you here. Carlos says, how can you not like the video? I don't know, they might come on and see this strange man wearing a pink t-shirt with his sleeves rolled up and they'll be like, this isn't what I signed up for. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure what's going on, but I like it. Hyperburst is nitrogen infused, like the Hyperion Tempo, says Chris. So there we go, there's nitrogen in here. And it's got a certain quality about it. It's certainly a little bit more spongy than the other foams. I like that shoe though. I wasn't sure about it at the start, but I like it now. Brendan has his SL20 summer ready version on the way. You even get, Brendan, inside. I think it's in the right shoe. It says summer ready inside. It's a good shoe. I'm liking that shoe. I hope you like it too. Let me know how you get on with it. What is that black shoe in the back? Is it a Joyride? No, I didn't go in for that Joyride business. This is the Speedrift, the New Balance. So I haven't had a chance to get out in it yet. But it's even got some faux leather pieces here. I was saying to Kafuzi yesterday that I don't know if you guys watched Brad Hall, but he could do show me that leather. Show me that leather. Hi, my name is Brad Hall. He could certainly do a little feature on that one because he loves those little leather pieces on there. Kev Burmaster says, are we at 7k subs yet? I think we're almost there, Kev. I think we're almost there. Let's have a quick look actually where we are. I'm not sure quite where we are with that. No, we're at 6,958. So we're getting there. We're not quite. We're almost there. Carlos says to Joe, maybe the 35. Yeah, certainly the 35's a little lighter. You might better pick that one out quite cheap these days as well. If you can find it, Joe, that might be a reasonably good deal. Rob says, Hey guys, I don't know if I'm back in terms of audio as well. Give me a thumbs up if the audio's working. I've had to go to my camera on the actual laptop itself, so not entirely sure. I mean, it might just be that the camera's got too hot. Is the sound back as well, guys? Just let me know if you can hear me. It might be a little noisy because I think the fan's spinning pretty fast. I'm back. Awesome. And the sound's okay, not too distorted or anything? Awesome, everybody's up. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Oh, thanks, Andre, as well, for the super chat. That's really kind of you, buddy. Thanks very much. Where were we? I'm not sure where we were. Let's have a little drink. That'll help me. I think the hissing, Joe, could be the laptop fan. It's going 10 to the dozen. Yeah, I think we'll have to soldier on, Kev, through the last 15 minutes or so with the camera the way it is. Not sure there's too much I can do about that. It's only the little laptop mic. Joe says I was about to buy him some shoes. I don't quite remember that, Joe. Yeah, improvise him, we will overcome. It's just like in a race when you suddenly realise that you left your race shoes at home. You get to the start line and you're like, I'm gonna have to race in my lawn cutting shoes or something like that. Bo says I'm a bit out of sync. I'm not sure how out of sync I am. Hopefully not too much. I think I'll just soldier on for the time being, the last sort of few minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. I think maybe the camera's just got too hot, because it is stupendously warm in this place right now. Yeah, hopefully it'll be okay, Joe. I think it's probably just overheated a little bit, like everything is at the moment. Like the laptop sounds as if it's going to take off. Check out the guns. The guns are here. They're more like sniper rifles, I suppose, really. They're kind of pretty thin. Need to do some more upper body strength work, I think. Let's think what we got coming up over the next few days then. I've got a recovery shoe review to do. We've also got the initial run in these bizarre, almost sort of fish style upper on this one. It's kind of where it's sort of this translucent sort of weird scaly kind of material, but the upper's really thin, really thin. So we got the initial review coming up for that one. We're scaling up, so I'm going to try to get the 100-mile review ready for this probably middle of next week. So that will be about liking this shoe. It will certainly be a higher score than the very first initial review. Certainly going to be a higher score. What else have we got coming up very soon? Yeah, so tomorrow the Novablast review with Kafuzi. We've also got, there's something else as well that I'm forgetting. I've been working for, it must have been about 2 weeks now, on a longer, it's not like a documentary, but it's going to be a longer video. My friend Kev Burton, his 100-mile run that he did. He managed to do it, I think it was about 29 hours. So he only stops really just to patch his feet up and quickly eat something. I think he was eating like Bakewell tarts at one point, because they're just getting carbs into him basically. So I've got loads of footage from that I need to put together, and I'm going to get Kev either socially distanced, like doing an interview, just nearby, or we're going to do it via Zoom or something like that. But I want to spend some time on that, because I mean, he spent a lot of time doing that run, and it was nuts, he had like 10 paces, you know, helping him out. So that'll be coming up soon, but it's going to take a while to get that one ready. There's just so much there to try and get all the little details in. Noah says it's not warm, you're just glow. I am glowing, it's really warm in here. Are you going to review the shift and the speed from Saucony? Yeah, any ideas, guys, when those come out? Because since the Endorphin Pro came out, it's just radio silence really on those other shoes. Everybody's really up on the sort of race shoes and everything like that, and they're great, but I think all of us really want those kind of everyday shoes as well, don't we? That we can get out and utilise no matter what, and we're not too worried about using them up and kind of grinding them down a little bit. But yeah, I'd love to check those out. If anyone knows when they might be coming out, that would be awesome. William Thompson's here from Ireland. Hi William. Normally we've got a slightly improved picture, William, but I've had to switch across to the laptop because my camera's just decided to bite the dust. A little bit low now. Let's put it back there. So Adam Small says July 1st for the speed and shift. Awesome. So that's not long to wait, really. Not long at all, in fact. Yeah, we're almost there. Kev says they're being released to reviewers in the US very soon. So I've seen Ben Johnson on Instagram reviewing them. Okay. Man, that guy's fast. Ben Johnson, he is one fast fella. I think everything that you need to know about Ben Johnson is there in those calves. That guy is ridiculously speedy. Noah ran his first sub 19-minute 5k this morning. Super stuff, Noah. I went out the other day to do the 5k to really try those run fasts from Reebok, and I just found it really difficult to kind of get to that race mentality, you know, to try and run faster when you've got nobody else around to spur you on. You've got no competition there apart from some people walking their dog or going to work. It's really difficult. I was quite pleased, in fact, just to get like 20 minutes 37 or whatever it was. I was really pleased to just even do that. Typically, you know, on a park run, you've at least got some other people around to pace off, but yeah, that was hard. I hadn't eaten anything either. That was a bit of a stupid move. I should have eaten something before, a couple hours before, but yeah, it's hard to race at that pace, or at least get to those paces in this heat at the moment. It's just a bit painful. Thanks for sticking with me through that technical problem, guys. I really do appreciate it. If anybody's new in the chat, please hit that like button as well. It really does help us out. Steve A hopes those park runs are coming back soon, and I do too. Carlos's best 5k is about 22:57. Nice one, Carlos. It's good. You're in middle school. You're only going to get faster, buddy. You're only going to get faster. Just keep at it. Keep training. I always found that to improve that 5k speed, it was all about doing 1k repeats and then doing mile repeats after that. That really helped a lot. I really like running 5ks. You can like wind yourself up a little bit, like one of those wind up toys, and then just go. Yeah, sometimes, Joe, it really works for me not eating, you know, if you're fasted. It really works. And then other days, all I do is think about food when I'm running. I'm just out there going along thinking, oh, I'm so hungry, I just really want a big bowl of porridge, and I want some toast and some cereal, I want some coffee and orange juice, but just like a banana, you know, seems like incredible. It's really weird. I don't know how it works. Vacant house. Has anyone else had problems with the insoles slipping out of a shoe? End of the third run with a new pair of New Balance Feel So Rebels. Yeah, New Balance shoes, Vacant Houses, does do that. They do that. I had that problem with the Beacon version 1. I had to get EDDBUD Senior to spray some spray adhesive, and then I could stick the insoles in properly so they didn't move about. Steve A says, if you ever come to the east, we'll be waiting for you at Bury St Park Run. Awesome. I'd love to come and I might do that at some point, is on the Saturdays get around and do some park runs different places when they come back. That'll be awesome. Vegan Houses said that those New Balances are ugly. They are, but I never base a shoe purely on the looks there. I reckon that one could be quite fast. Fuel cell there in the midsole. There's a P-Bax plate in there as well. It's got some cool tech in there. And faux leather as well. Will there ever be a track shoe reviews? Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing one, James. Once I can get back on the track again, I'll do a track shoe review. Why not? Do shoes with removable insoles mean that insoles will slip around? I don't tend to have that problem too often. The New Balance ones tend to be quite slippery underneath. When they kind of slide around. I haven't had that problem in all New Balance offerings though. It's only certain ones. Jose just got the Beacon 2s. He had to get spray glue. Yeah, this is it. So I haven't had that problem yet with the Beacon 3. It hasn't happened yet. The New Balance shoes in the back look pretty cool. I think they'll be alright. We'll give them a test and see how they go. This is my favourite recovery shoe right now though. The Jordan 5s, the OGs. These are sweet. I always wanted a pair of these when I was like 10 years old. I really wanted a pair just to see how they shaped up. They're starting to get a bit beaten up already. Beautiful shoes. They weigh a ton. They weigh an absolute ton, but they are nice. Right guys, I am going to bring this one to an end. I'll just answer one last one there from Mr. Random. He says, what's your take on the Pegasus 37? I'm warming to it a little bit, Mr. Random. I am enjoying the Pegasus 37 a little bit more than I was. It is slowly coming back for me. I'm still not set on it though. I still don't think this is a massive step forward really for the Pegasus lineup. Joe says, just want to thank you for the cool stream. Appreciate all the content. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate you tuning in, buddy, and your support always. I always appreciate it. Next live stream, I'm hoping to do one towards the weekend, so possibly Friday evening. I shall let you guys know as soon as I can. I'll place a the live stream schedule up so you're able to know when it's happening, and lots more coming up. I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Right, see you guys soon. Take it easy, you're there. See you soon guys. I appreciate you tuning in.